Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Learning to Drift. This time we're back on Tsukuba circuit, put in another couple hours here, and definitely getting some improvement. Just getting more familiar with the course and yeah, just more practice. One other thing that came up was one of the viewers left a great tip. His name was Oculus Drift, which is a really cool handle, by the way. He mentioned that I was doing too much steering inputs on certain curves, and it's kind of a simple thing he mentioned, but it was a great tip because I realized that what I was doing was just trying to get maximum angle anywhere I can, right? And what happens is on certain curves that are more shallow, it doesn't make sense to try to do that, and it winds up putting the vehicle in crazy angles, and it's just harder to hold the turn, especially if that angle doesn't match the curve itself, right? So I wind up basically needing to straighten out, and things just weren't flowing quite as well. So you'll see in this video, I was definitely trying to practice more of using lesser angle for curves that didn't need it, and I think I was able to hold drifts longer for those sort of curves, and just overall the flow was better. So yeah, I definitely feel like I'm getting some improvement. One thing I also did notice with this video, and it happens in general, is that I think when I'm not recording, I always feel like, oh, I'm doing great. If only I was recording now, you could see how much better I'm doing. And then when I turn on the camera to record, it just feels like I'm doing a lot worse. And I think part of that is just knowing that I am recording. Adds that extra pressure that, I don't know, I feel like I tend to mess up more. But I also wonder if it is one of those things that it is just more of a true representation of how you're doing, and you're kind of misremembering things if you're not really recording, right? You just feel like, oh, I'm just doing great, and you're kind of ignoring all the times you do spin out and stuff. So yeah, I think recording overall is helpful in just kind of seeing progress and kind of seeing true progress of how things are going, versus just you putting finger to the wind and saying, oh yeah, I think overall I'm definitely doing better, and not getting a true objective view of that. But yeah, I think with this course, actually the other thing I wanted to mention is that I think at this point there are times where I wonder if just practicing a course over and over for hours, I think you're naturally just going to get better at that course. And I don't know, sometimes it doesn't feel as fulfilling to be getting better at a specific course versus just like generally getting better at drifting. I mean, I'm sure they kind of go hand in hand, but sometimes it feels like, oh, how much of this is just I'm just better at this specific course, right? But it doesn't really transfer over to another course that well. But I guess going back and forth, I do think getting better at just drifting any course, even specifically, those skills will generally transfer. But yeah, I think there's just times where anytime I start a new course, it's like, oh, it's like a new learning, trying to learn it all over again. But anyways, if we kind of analyze this course, these runs, I think this turn here has always been a tricky one for me because it's got this sharp hairpin. I think I'm starting to get a little bit more consistent with that and being able to make that turn. This one is a really fun one because it's like 3 corners linked together, which I think I'm starting to get better at as well. This one is surprisingly tricky. It's just a simple S turn, but I don't know. There are times where I just mess that up. But when I get it right, it's great to be able to just link all those 4 turns in a row back onto the straight. Here I used to try to manji it, but lately I'm just going to keep it straight and try to do a feint entry into this turn here, which this is one where I was taking the advice of Oculus Drift of not trying to do maximum angle and just trying to do the correct amount of angle to take that full turn in one drift. And here again, just that one's still tricky. That one I didn't really get quite right. And then again, this turn back to here is a lot of fun. It's just, I feel like that one's fairly easy, even though I still mess it up. And then back to this one, which is deceptively tricky. And there I think I did okay. and then yeah, being able to link all those together feels great. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If this video is a little bit shorter, I think I'll probably move on to a different circuit or maybe a toge run on the next one. Anyways, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.